Hey guys, Scott here, and I usually never really make speculation videos like this. I like making videos that, have facts and stuff. But this is just too weird of a phenomenon to not talk about. It's probably in the end just some standard behavior, weird bug going on. But it started a couple days ago when I noticed I was joining a bunch of 5 survivor lobbies, and all of the survivors in the lobbies said that they were a crossplay with the little Earth symbol next to them. And I thought, that's weird. That's a lot of Windows Stores players out of nowhere. But every time I would join this type of lobby, it would have exactly 133 MS ping. There would always be 5 survivors, and the other 4 survivors would always be from the Windows Store, or it would say they're a crossplay. However, upon seeing a post that somebody posted on Reddit later from the other perspective, apparently I was joining PS4 lobbies the entire time, which is weird. And I thought, oh, that's a weird temporary bug. And then I started looking, I started talking to a couple of other streamer friends of mine, and they were all having the same things happen as well. I had a lot of my friends go into multiple killer lobbies where there were like 2 or 3 killers. And this happened to a lot of people. This is not just like a thing that just happened to me. And I had a number of people tell me they were joining 5 survivor lobbies as well, and they were all crossplay symbols. Usually when you see that crossplay symbol, it means that the person is playing on the Windows Store, not on Steam. That's the only, supposed use of that symbol. However, I'm getting more and more reports as I talk about this more and more that people are just joining lobbies of a different console or platform entirely, which is interesting because it could mean one of 2 things. One, well, it means no matter what, it means that they changed something to allow for the interaction between console and PC. Now, whether that's intentional, whether it's a bug, I have no idea. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily adding crossplay between console and PC. It just means that they've begun tinkering with something, which means it's a possibility that they're actually, preparing to make that a thing that actually exists. And if I hadn't seen it happen to multiple people in the span of like the past 3 days, then I would have just ignored it. But the fact that so many people are running into the exact same issues I have now makes me think that they are definitely tinkering with something. And rather than just end the video here, I'd rather talk about, do we think that's a good idea, adding console crossplay? And my opinion is, yeah, 100%. I don't think it will be that bad. The only, downside is, console players will have a very harsh realization that, Nurse and Huntress are, in fact, very good killers, and that'll be weird. And, obviously they're at a disadvantage because they're playing with a controller, at least for killer. Survivor with controller is not too bad. But that, and they have, very low frames compared to PC, so they're at a disadvantage no matter what. But for the most part, it's not so big of a disadvantage that I would mind having queue times drastically slowed down. One thing I will note about all of these times I got these random PS4 lobbies is that the queues were, instant. And if that's the way it's gonna go, I'm all for it. And I know that's kind of entitled to say as a PC player where we have an easier time because, the hardware, it runs the game better. But I feel like even console players would not mind either because it's not that big of a difference, again, unless you're like Nurse or Huntress or any killer that requires any, precision like that. So I think it would be great. It would shorten queue times. There would be a whole new giant pool of players to play with. It's at the point now where I play on PC and I just basically recognize all the names I go against, so it gets kind of meh. But I think that would be really, really cool. Anyway, like I said, this is just speculation. There's absolutely no proof that any of this is happening. I want to make that very, very clear. I don't want to start any rumor that, oh, that's it, here's confirmation, they're adding crossplay. But I just had to comment on the very, very interesting phenomenon that has spread in just the past 3 days. They just flicked a switch the past 3 days. And I feel like that is an indicator of something. Whether it turns into anything, I have no idea. But that is it, guys. I'm curious to hear whether you think crossplay would be a good idea or not. I kind of just wanted to talk about that. So that is it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.